our history, our pride. Year after year, as seasons change and memories are made, one thing will never change. Home is always right here. And when you walk through our doors, we never forget that, because this is our home too. So come on in, have a seat, and welcome home. The Triple R Roadhouse in the Clarion Mall, just off Interstate 80 at exit 62.
Chris, I'm here with the Coudersport Falcons on the D9sports.com Triple R Roadhouse Camp Tour 2016. Representing Coudersport is head coach Ben Carey and players Aaron Wolfinger wearing number 20 and Brock Wilson wearing number 21. Guys, you guys had a nice rebound season a year ago. Made it to the District 9 playoffs. Probably felt like you could have won that playoff game against Red Bank Valley. What are the goals now that you guys have brought Coudersport football back to that level? What do you have to do to take the next step?
Sure. Well, certainly I think the biggest thing is we just got to continue to build on what we developed last year. I think we've got a very good team unity coming back, guys who understand what it took to get to where we were last year. And I think the biggest thing, again, like I said, is just taking what we learned last year and applying it to this year, and hopefully we'll find ourselves in the same exact position.
Offensively, you were a very balanced football team. You threw for 1,300 yards. You ran for just a little over 1,000 yards. Is that something that you would like to see continue?
Yeah, absolutely. I think actually last year you made the comment, Chris, when we were going into the playoffs, that we were one of only 2 teams at that time that had thrown for more yards than we had run for. So a big focus of ours this year is we got to be able to run the football. I would actually like to be able to run the ball more than we actually throw it. So that's a big focus of ours coming into camp, is how are we going to run the ball and what things that we got to do to change to make it successful for our guys.
Aaron, I understand that there's a little bit of a quarterback competition going on, and you're one of the guys involved in that. I know you're involved against actually your cousin Jared Green along with Hunter Redmond. First of all, just the competition between you and Jared being cousins, does that make it more difficult, easier? How do you view that?
I think in honest it makes it a little easier because we're so comfortable with each other. It's that you don't really see it as a competition, as just kind of like fun. Like you grow up playing together anyways. So.
Probably the nice thing for you guys is that you know that even if you aren't the quarterback, you're going to be on the field somewhere. No matter who it is, you guys are all going to play. Does that help in a battle like that, where you don't feel maybe as much pressure that, you know, if it's either quarterback or bust, you know you're going to play no matter what?
Yeah, definitely. It keeps your spirits up, at least, that you know you're going to contribute to the team one way or another.
When you guys look at things, Brock, from a defensive perspective, how important is defense to the Coudersport Falcons this year?
I'd say it's one of our things that we do need to grow on. In the past, we've had a bend, don't break system, and we're looking to stouten that up a little bit, get more physical with teams such as that, and be better in the passing defense of the game, I'd say.
Ben, one of the things about your rushing attack last year was you didn't have necessarily that one go-to guy. You know, Aaron carried the ball 92 times to lead the team, 352 yards. Nobody else had more than 352. Would you like to get to the point where you have a go-to running back to get to that running back type, that running game that you're talking about?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it would be, you know, great to have a go-to guy. The thing about our program, we're in a very good spot from a skill position standpoint, to where we could, you know, theoretically we could really put a lot of kids in the backfield and be successful. And that's really kind of the approach for us is, you know, even if we don't have a go-to guy, we have guys that we can spread the ball around to and that we need to spread the ball around to and get them carries and get them touches, because they're athletic enough to make things happen. So, you know, in theory, yeah, it would be great to have a guy, but I think, again, you'll see a multi-spearheaded approach to, you know, carrying the football.
One of the things that you're probably still looking for is to solidify that offensive line. What needs to happen for that line to get to where you feel comfortable with it?
Sure, you know, that's always, you know, the last 4 or 5 years, there's no secret about Coudersport football. The idea is, you know, we've kind of been lacking on the offensive line. We've got a lot of guys back, a couple seniors that are going to solidify things for us, and then Eli Ayers is coming back as a sophomore, who's gotten a lot bigger and stronger and has a year under his belt as you know, he played his freshman year. And really the biggest thing that I'm looking for those guys is to, number one, to unify together as one unit, to play together and to be able to communicate at the offensive line. That's really the biggest thing. That's where we get in trouble, is where we have lack of communication. And it's just between the 5 guys up front just telling each other what's going on. So those are the big things that we're trying to focus on right now and going into camp is make sure you're communicating on what's happening defensively and you have your eyes up so you can tell what's going on.
When you guys look at the fact that the classifications have changed and you guys are Class A and some of the quote-unquote big boys like Brockway and Clarion and Kane are all double A, do you look at Class A as a wide open opportunity this year?
Yeah, I mean, I do look at it as a great opportunity, and I'm actually thankful that we get to challenge ourselves with the teams that we got to play. You know, with Bradford being added to our schedule this year, it certainly creates a big challenge for us. But if we can hang with those teams, maybe beat those teams, compete, be competitive in those games, that bodes well for the future. Of course, I'm not telling our guys that we're not going into any game not planning on winning. Obviously, but yeah, I think that Class A, we have a good opportunity to do some great things this year for sure.
Well, thanks guys for joining us on the 2016 edition of the D9Sports.com Triple R Roadhouse Camp Tour, and good luck this season.